Let me just do my same old, hitting the screen repeatedly over and over again, throwing the stream around. Anyway, so I'm going to give it a little bit for people to flock in, and so that way you know what. Hey, Annis. And so that way you know what essential oil mixture is in here. We have a mixture of cedarwood, geranium, juniper berry, fennel. Hey, Kayla. Okay, cedarwood, geranium, fennel, juniper berry. There's one more I put in here. Vetiver. Very calming. Oh, and also clary sage. Very enlightening, very calming, and rising above. So, get your douse. Get your douse worth. So, there's in like the occult magic witchy community. I've noticed this too, and I've kind of felt a little bit like I kind of feel like I need to also make something idiot proof, like legit idiot proof, and this kind of actually goes to really something that mankind has struggled with since like day one. And I mean, to me, it's just like it's simple. Why is this still an issue? Why are people still being killed because of this? Really? It doesn't need to be like this. In fact, it's just so simple just to be like, okay, it is what it is. But no, it's like, you cannot think like that. You think like that, you must die. No, really? We're how old now? But that's none of my business. Okay, there goes the fennel and the clary sage. So, the thing that mankind still struggles with, and I'm kind of like dumbfounded. Why does there have to be an urge to become aggressive, hostile, and even to the point where you attempt to take someone's life or even do take somebody's life because of their belief system or faith or what they believe in or their viewpoint or perspective? Hey, loyalty. Why does an individual have to hissy fit so bad over somebody else's viewpoint and what they believe in? Why is that a big deal to you? Don't you have your own? In fact, why not, instead of hissy fitting, why not ask questions to understand it more? But that's none of my business. I mean, what do I know? I'm only a 28-year-old that clearly sees, oh, okay, this person has a different viewpoint than me. Okay, but it is what it is. But there's a fine, yes, there's a fine line between actually disagreeing and wanting to learn and actually get the understanding. Then there's the disagreement, and then hissy fitting, like, oh, you believe something different from me, you can't live. You know how stupid that sounds? You're letting somebody else, something outside of you, possess you to act malefic, to act baneful, to cause harm to something. You're allowing something to take control of you. You're letting it. Even though it doesn't look that way, indirectly it is. Something outside of you is taking a hold of you to act and in a way that actually causes harm to someone else or kills someone. Are you gonna let that happen? You're gonna let something outside of you murder something? No. In fact, you should not let that happen at all. You should actually have complete control of yourself. Because it's your body, your life, you're in control, not anybody else. If while going this direction, if somebody says, well, the devil made me do it. No, not really. Did he put you at gunpoint or did he threaten you with... Hello, Kelly. Did he happen to just come to you and say, you're going to do this or you're not going to want to know what's going to happen? Now, don't get me wrong, there are some incidences when there is a state of possession that happens. But refusing to take accountability of your stupidity, no. If you're stupid, you did something stupid. You're stupid. That's it. Simple. Not, well, he made me do it. No, not really. If there was a state of possession, you could more than likely tell that that's happened. But if somebody has a mental disorder, psychological disorder, they can't comprehend what's going on around them. The devil didn't make them do it that way. No. No. So don't even bring any of the left-hand divines, including Satanus and Lucifer, into this, and blaming them because you lost control of yourself and you don't have the means to control yourself. Don't blame them. No. That's... What do I know? Back to the big thing at hand. Point blank, it's okay if somebody believes something different than you. It's okay, don't worry. Your life's not going to be over if somebody has a different faith than you. Lord forbid. That's actually something that mankind needs. Perspective. So that way you can see something that you didn't see before. You need that. But wait a minute. There's a difference between having a perspective that uplifts and a perspective that really should not exist. And by that, I mean, you're going to make a woman property and make her essentially lower than a dog? Wow. Really? No. A woman isn't a piece of property you own. Definitely not. If you think that, you're stupid. And I don't care what religion says that. A woman is not an object. A woman is not property. She is a human being and deserves to be treated as one. What makes her any different than you, guy? What's the difference? And yeah. So, but nonetheless, if somebody believes that it's okay to pretty much take a woman's sense of security and her identity and what makes her feel secure away and make her feel ashamed of herself for existing. Ew. Really? You know, it's kind of sad to actually have religious men push that because it's like, wow. You know, it's kind of sad that you have to change your faith's historical texts around because you guys couldn't, get any. And so that way you just took a faith system and now you're using it as a weapon to degrade women to actually make them seem inferior because you couldn't get lucky. Oh, hi, Lilith. It's nice to see you came in here. I'm dead serious. Because a good majority of the time, when the stuff was edited out, most of the stuff was taken out, especially when it pertained to, here's a good example. Well, Lilith tricking God to having Genesis happen, and tricked him and left him hanging. Or how about this one? When Adam, the first man, got taken out by the first woman, Lilith. Oh yeah, they took that out because, oh, we cannot have the first man being taken out by the first lady. It happened. If it happened, it happened. Move on from it. Which one loyalty? That's big. If you don't mind saying which one. And I like how these both just decided to go power off at the same time. Hold on. Can you still hear me? Hold on. I'm gonna check something. Hold on. Okay. Can you still hear me okay? I hope so. Because if not, I'm gonna throw these things. Anyway. Because really, and I've also seen, okay, good. Well, good, Caleb, but not good for that. Because I mean, the way I look at it's like this. Why is somebody thinking it's okay to prey on somebody innocent, especially a woman? Why is that a good idea? Besides, besides saying it's God's will. No. Well, I mean, if anything, shouldn't you be questioning yourself, thinking, I kind of don't feel right, causing permanent damage to a woman's psyche and disrespecting her space, violating her, and making her just be distraught. I don't feel comfortable doing that. hmm hmm And at the end of the day, straight up, if somebody is going along with something that's saying, go and do this, it's my will, it's your will to harm somebody, why don't you do it then? I mean, why do you have to have me do it? That's none of my business. Because to me, it's kind of sad how if something that is that doesn't have a human form or a physical form is telling you you must do this is my will. Why can't you do it? Because at least from my moral standing, doing all these painful things to a woman, no, no, I'm not going to do that. In fact, if you want it to happen so bad, you can do it. You can go ahead and do it. I'm going to do something more productive. Yeah, because it's like if something is pushing you to do it, why can't you do it then? Why are you trying so hard to have me do it when you could have just done it and it could have been over and done with? Again, that's none of my business. What do I know? And but really, treating another human being with respect, dignity, and being mindful and courteous, and not being purposely baneful, I think that's kind of like common sense. And yes, the same thing when it comes to children too, because children, they when they come into this world, they have no idea how anything works and they trust. They're innocent, pure. When that gets taken away, you have permanently damaged that child's life. And there's a reason why a lot of divines from a lot of beliefs protect children. There's a reason why. You mess with one, permanently damage them, there may be a moment of getting away with it. Trust me, they don't forget. A woman must be submissive. Okay, here's my thing. So though, I mean, I would actually legit ask him this. So question then, how does that saying go? Um, so you mean to tell me that a man's wife is inferior and has to do what the man says? But now here's the thing. Isn't there a thought that goes that in order for a man to find God, he needs to have his wife? So, if a man needs his wife to find God, don't you kind of think, I mean, this is my opinion, don't you kind of think he would treat her like a diamond and treat her with the highest dignity? Because without her, he's never going to find divinity. He'll be lost forever. I mean, in my opinion, I would be, again, treating it like a diamond. Like, I don't want anything to happen to her. But in this case, for me, it's a he. Don't want anything to happen to him. Nothing. So, yeah, I'm taking care of it. Why are you going to say it's inferior and degraded and cause so much harm to it if it's helping you find divinity? That's that's stupid. It's like, yay, you found the way out of this world, but joke's on you. You mistreated it and now you broke it. Now it looks like you're lost again. It just really agitates me. And the thing is, in the monarchy system, the queen is the real one in control. All the king is just an extension of her to help get what she wants. The queen runs the kingdom and is the king's backbone. And the thing is, also in chess, the queen is the most potent and powerful piece. She can go in any way she wants to. But listen to this. If a king doesn't have a queen, he doesn't really have any will to go. He doesn't have anything motivating him. He doesn't have any drive for anything. But now reverse it. A queen does not need a king. She doesn't need a king. If she wants something, oh, Stetson, my servant, butler, go get that for me, would you? Same thing. She doesn't need a king, but a king needs a queen to actually have motivation. And the king enforces what she says. But you don't tell the queen no. You do not tell her no. Unless if it's something that's saying no, that's not what happened. Instead of like, no, queen, you're not gonna have this. Well, then you get that halberd to the neck. Oh, anyway. Mm-hmm. Because that because it does make me think. Where is the common sense of that's a human being? If this is a human being right here, like in front of me, and if it's a woman, why am I gonna just start swinging at it and thinking, oh, I'm better than you because I'm a man? No, no. And some would even also say, well, it's because of women are the human race, fell. Not really. If anything, you should actually be looking at what's his face, Yahweh, for kind of demanding Lilith be raped and violated. That don't you think that's more of an eyebrow raiser than like, well, Eve took the bite of the fruit and gave her to Adam? No, not no 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 no. That wasn't the verse then. Let's scooch back. Who mandated a rape? Mm-hmm. So yeah, how that is bad, but they violate, disrespect, and kind of also use it as like a barrier to protect themselves with. Um, well, no. And also like the whole idea of let me just get the card. And quite frankly, I'm also going to be going on to another thing that's also making me think, why is this an issue still? Essentially, like the whole idea of having he who fonts all over the place. I'm gonna turn my fan on because I'm starting to get hot flashes. But still, why in the heck? Why in the heck do people think that they can just use something as a way of protecting themselves but to then act malefic and baneful? Just because you have something quote unquote sacred in front of you doesn't mean you're protected and safe. If you're stupid, you're still stupid. If you're malevolent and vile, you're malevolent and vile. Doesn't matter what your title is, what your status is, or what kind of crown on your head is. Notice me, I'm good. Are you sure? Because it seems like if you're telling people that you don't have them follow what you do, you're gonna send them to hell. That doesn't sound good, does it? That sounds like you're intimidating them. That's not my business. What do I know though? Still. And also, a faith should not have a thing to somewhat, how do I put this? You shouldn't have to feel like you're being bribed or how do you say this? Bribed or even I don't know if you call not it's not really blackmail, but or I think we'll just stick with intimidation. You should not ever have to feel bribed or intimidated to go towards the belief system and follow it. That's what happens when you have a Jupiter in Capricorn or a he who font. Literally, if you're teaching somebody a belief system or a faith system and you believe in it, you're supposed to just tell them how the faith system operates and not intimidate them by saying, believe what I do or you're going to go to hell. Or if anybody doesn't who believe in, or if nobody believes what we do, they just go and burn. If anything, if that was my belief system, I wouldn't even mention that part. Be like, no, I'm not going to mention the part that whoever doesn't believe gets to suffer. No, does that make sense? I don't think it makes sense. Why are you going to tell somebody what your faith is and then include something that says that those who don't believe what I do, they suffer? That sounds like intimidation and kind of trying to manipulate someone to believe in a faith system. You don't need to do that. You don't need to bribe. Oh, and also here's another one. Don't be thinking that it's okay to bribe others to believe in your faith system and even using virgins, like virginal women, as a bribe. Ew, really? No, don't bribe with that. That's vile. Again, why are we exactly? You should have the right to question, but there are some that say that if you question an elder, it's like talking back and it's bad, and no, and you should never do that. Not really, because how about this? But elder, what if I was actually asking questions because I want to understand it completely with full clarity, so that way I know how to best teach it. There's nothing wrong with asking for clarity. Asking questions for clarity, that actually shows you're heavily invested in whatever you're trying to learn. And asking questions shows that you're really dedicated to it, trying to gain that understanding, not talking back at all. Yeah, well, again, everybody has their viewpoint, but still, wouldn't an elder want to actually be questioned to help guide somebody and give them the best clarity they can about the faith system that they have experience with? I don't know about you, but if I was an elder of a faith and there's somebody asking questions wanting clarity, I think, I would want to help the best I can. But just asking questions, That should not be barred because if you we're getting right back to the Jupiter and Capricorn again. When you start restricting and organizing and structuring and pretty much deciding what goes in and what comes out of a faith system of divinity or even divines or any spiritual being, the minute you start restricting and controlling it, it completely gets destroyed. You can't control it. You can't restrict it. You have to let it go and flow on its own. The minute you start restricting, it just starts turning on itself. You can't restrict it. You cannot intimidate with it either because you and for good and for bloody heck, please, you don't need to have your faith bribe others to believe in it just to get virgins. Well, I mean, okay, let's get technical then. Well, it says here virgins, but what kind of virgins? Is it virgin olive trees? Is it virgin baboons? Virgin virgins that are at least 90 years old? What kind of virgins? Be specific, dude. You didn't put that in the book, so that's a problem. Or even yeah, virgin baboons. That could be a possibility. I mean, they'll have rosy cheeks at least. That's none of my business. You shouldn't have to feel bribed. You shouldn't have to feel intimidated. Hmm. Yeah, it was. And the thing is, whenever there's something telling you that there's something wrong with you and you're just minding your business and you're content with your life, if somebody's telling you that there's something wrong with you, well, the joke's on them. There's something wrong with them because they can't keep their mouth shut and be, mindful and civil. There's something wrong with you. You are a sinner. You're bad. For what? Existing? For what? You have committed a sin. Okay. Which was it? Because trust me, there's a lot more. And besides, to be technical, what they're doing, talking aggressive and hostile and kind of uncalled for towards you, that's a sin too. So it's like, why are you being counterintuitive and hypocriting yourself? Why are you telling me I'm bad when you're doing it in front of me? Yeah, because people also don't understand this kind of action and behavior. If it's done to somebody young, it sticks for the rest of their life. It's really difficult to get rid of it. That's something that people have to understand. And it's not a joke. It's not funny. It's serious. And it's inexcusable because it doesn't even need to happen. It's not that hard to be mindful. And also, even towards a child, if you think it's okay just to, start harming the child because they made a simple mistake or take advantage of how vulnerable they are, really? No. That kind of behavior needs to go out back like Old Yeller. In all due respects to Old Yeller. Hmm. 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 And this is a murder for Saturn, by the way. When you do this, you actually activate Saturn to help you keep your composure, self-control. Don't table flip. Because again, to me, it's like it takes us honestly, it does really take a special kind of a stupid to think that acting this way. That's really uncalled for and just disgusting. It does take a special kind of stupid to act like this. What good is it going to bring you to act like that and ruin somebody else's sense of security and their self-esteem? What are you going to gain out of it by thinking like, oh, I'm all powerful? Well, you're also all rude and stupid, and you kind of need to get a good 2x4 to the back of the head to have a brain reset. Because really, that's just not called for. Because now, being, in, what's it called? Being, let's see, what's that called? Actually, putting yourself in that position and swapping places, you wouldn't want that done to you, so why are you doing it to somebody else? Because I definitely know that nobody would want to be in the position as a child being violated, abused, and just completely traumatized. Nobody would want to be in that position. So why are you putting an innocent child in that position? There's no real good reason. And for whatever reason, saying, well, it's his will. No, that's not good enough. If it was his will, why didn't you tell him you can do it then? I'm not going to do something stupid just because something divine told me to. No, it's your life. You have control of you. You decide, not no one else. It's your life, your body. All that divinity is there for is to guide you and give you guidance and give you advice and perspective and to try their best to guide you to where you want to go. Not tell you to, try and be doing something intentionally and literally stupid and something that really is common sense. An innocent child, I'm not going to do anything to cause any harm to it if I can help it. By that, I mean, if an accident happens, like if they fall and get hurt, that's different. But I'm not going to take advantage of the situation and ruin this child's adulthood and their growth. That should be common sense. But if somebody thinks it's okay to take prey on that, well, joke's on them because let's just say the other side can't just be all like, oh, look at you think you're being cute being a predator. Well, two can play that game. The predator now becomes the prey. Yeah, in all due time, it is something challenging. And really, nobody has to go through all that for too long. No. It's just really, it's unnecessary. And it's just vile. And there are even, because of how one person behaves and how it affects one person, that person that now has their mental health and their thought process and their way of viewing the world severely damaged, they take that into their adulthood and then they start mimicking it, causing more damage around. Like a, like a good example. Now, this is where I'm going to be putting some clarity into this. There is a fine line, fine line between narcissism for a malefic and baneful reason, or narcissism for having self-worth, knowing your worth, and knowing that, hey, I demand better, I expect better. I need to be putting myself first. I'm not going to be letting something disrespect me because I deserve to be treated like a human being. Knowing my self-worth and knowing that I deserve higher and better treatment. That's having self-respect, narcissism. There's a fine line. But now when we have narcissism that's abusive, malefic, baneful, and like for an example, somebody gets an award that they really worked hard for, they get it and they just share it to their friends, and one of them has a narcissistic personality disorder and it's bad, malefic, and all of a sudden they get into a hissy fit because, oh, why do you have to be the center of attention? Why is must be good, isn't it? Because that kind of behavior is intentionally malefic. It's malefic because you're passive aggressively taking a swing at someone for an achievement that they for it and they earned. Why not instead use that to motivate you and inspire you? But if it affects you in a negative way and it makes you uncomfortable, sort it out in your head, fix it. You shouldn't have to be even be you shouldn't be intimidated by somebody going and growing. And you should actually look at that as something to inspire you. Why not do something to so that you can get your own award in something instead of being like you always have to get the attention because I can say this much. There might be somebody that might hear that and they'll respond in a way that's like, Why do you, yeah, I bet you it's always good to be in the spotlight. It's always you. You're always the number one person. You're more you it's always you. I know, right? Maybe you should get it yourself too. Maybe you'll enjoy it too. Go get it. Because if somebody who knows and hears what's said, they'll take that. Slap them right in the face with it. True story. That's why you got to be really careful when you open your mouth. You have to think before you speak. And as well, I'm not going to mention names, but I know a friend of mine, really good friend. She's dealing with unnecessary BS from somebody with this disorder. And the things I hear it makes me go, wow, wow, that's a special kind of a stupid. And there's a difference too if somebody's telling you to do something as an obligation that has to be done repeatedly, and the person being told that having this disorder knowingly just doesn't do it just just to cause tension. No. Mm-mm. If you're stupid, you're stupid. Doesn't matter what the excuse is. If you were told to do something as an obligation that has to be done, and if you don't do it, you're stupid. Good example. Here's a really good example. If you have a child, they have to go into the emergency room for whatever reason, and if this person doesn't take them because, well, I wanted to play my video games or anything like that, or just do something completely else, and this is their child. No, honey bear, you don't get a choice. Get off your tushy, take that child to the emergency room. Now. But I don't have my keys, so I better find a way to get that child to the hospital. Call 911. It don't matter. You have to put that child's needs first above your own. Don't matter what your excuse is. I just feel like doing it. Well, I didn't ask you. You're gonna. Because if that's the case, splendid. Because guess who gets tried for child neglect, intentional child neglect, child abuse, for refusing to actually step in and provide some means of comfort to the child. Intentionally choosing to neglect, which is also abuse. Automatic felon. All because I don't want to do it. Well, we probably shouldn't have stuck it then. Point blank. Big enough topic. Still. Even that's another thing that I've also kind of seen people mankind struggled with. Why is it so difficult to, really take pride in your life and what you've done, and actually really try and give your best effort out. Life is not supposed to be easy. Trust me, I know. It's not meant to be easy. Nonetheless, though, that doesn't mean you shouldn't put out your best effort and you completely blame everyone else and everything else because of how bad your life is. Well, we'll keep it simple again. We'll go back to square one. Exactly. Exactly, Lily. Now, here's if you're naturally an uplifting person and you always try and help support people and uplift them, there's a fine line between toxic positivity and just being naturally, it's part of your personality to be uplifting and caring and trying to uplift everybody. That's part of my personality. Toxic positivity is this. Somebody pretty much just had their mother killed and passed away, and they're distraught over it. Somebody goes up to them and says, "Stop crying. Stay positive. Things will get better." Don't worry. Just think positive. Really? This person's mother just died. You're telling them to think positive? No. No. In fact, that's really inappropriate and uncalled for. This person lost their mother, and you're telling them to think positive? Really? And also, if somebody ever takes your positive way and being mindful, if somebody tells you that, like if you're trying to be like, well, what can I do to help? Is there anything I can do? Or if you're trying to like really uplift them, like say they're saying how much they hate themselves because of this, and you're really trying to hold space and you're trying to give them facts sitting. If somebody comes along and says and turns into negative, if anything, I would just say, why you gotta be taking and making everything worse? Why are you contributing to the downfall of the situation? What makes you think that's a good idea to take something that's trying to like uplift and now you're actually trying to stomp it back down? Why are you doing that? Isn't why do you think that's going to be beneficial to knock down someone again when they're trying to be uplifted? What are you going to gain out of it other than making everybody think, "Wow, you're rude and crude and need to go piss it and have your mouth duct taped." Dead serious. But anyway, moving on to the next part of this. Actually, I've been going for 40 minutes. I'm going to grab a drink. I'll be right back. I just got a chocolate bar. Because you know what they say about flamers in their chocolate? Mellow. So, another thing that I've also noticed too, and other people have spoken about, when it comes to kind of having the same somewhat ideology, like religious path that you were on, why is there a need to start swinging at one another? If anything, you should actually be exchanging and trying to better each other on the said path. Now, for example, if you're practicing heathenry, like from the Norsemen, well, okay, now, disciplining, to correct, and to best guide a child to avoid doing a. Hmm? Oh, there's correcting and redirecting a child by the real intention with discipline is to redirect a child and guide a child in a way that is firm, in a way that corrects, or at least have that intention. Disciplining in a way that is harmful, like physically harmful, mentally harmful, and not guiding a child, like this, for example, child misbehaves, whack, like hitting something like this, upside the head. That's not discipline. That's assault. Child abuse. No. Child makes a mistake, breaks something. You get down on their level, you ask, what happened? Did you break it? Yes. What happened? He said he was playing with this and he accidentally hit the vase and it knocked over. So then telling the child, these things, don't play with them. So now let's clean up this mess. And because since it was your accident, you have to at least sweep it up. I'll hold the dustpan. Next time, don't touch these. Just like that. That's discipline. Discipline doesn't involve being hostile intentionally or aggressive. No. Mm-mm. Nowadays, people think discipline is actually being like explosive with redirection. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If anything, here's a child is not in the army. A child is not in the military unit. A child does not need to be treated like that to go to war. As a toddler, no. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. And the thing is, if you want your child to actually go through like boot camp, they have them. You can actually raise them that way, but not hit them. Like toughen them up, do some exercises, but don't harm them. Mm-mm. Now, again, because knowing my luck, might be someone saying, "Well, what happens if like they're learning martial arts and they're not doing the stance correctly, and then their instructor comes up and hits them with a shinai, which is a bamboo sword? Is that abuse? No, because they're actually taking training, and that's actually the best way to actually teach somebody. If they're not having their knee perfectly bent, whack. That that gets them to be like, oh, I need to get down lower. Yeah, that's bad. No. If a child is crying or upset, it's so simple. Get down on their level and ask them what's wrong. But now, if you have a child, and even though I don't have a child, so this is kind of ironic. If you have a child that's causing a scene, you have to make it known that that's not going to fly. Like if a child wants a toy and they're throwing a big hissy fit in the store, all you simply have to do, take the card up to the service desk, go outside, get them in, get them in a, well, not in a corner, but get on their level and let them know that, hey, You have to stop. Otherwise, you really aren't going to be making this much harder on me. I need you, please. If they don't listen, okay, we're gonna have to go home then, and we'll have to put you to sleep and go to bed. So, if you behave, maybe next time, okay? But if you don't behave, you may not get the toy next time. It's just how you word it. But number one, primarily, get on the level. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, but still. When it comes to, like, say, if you have a similar belief system, actually, here's actually a good incident that actually happened with me and Kendra when I was on that 1 year thing with Halo and Horns with Paula too. When I was actually having my viewpoint of how each divine is unique, and then Kendra came in and then said her some of the facts that I was not expecting. Instead of getting to a big backward, instead I went and actually began listening, taking it in, instead of being like, "No, you're wrong." And also, got to keep in mind too, she has way more experience in the occult than I do. So, if anything, mouth is shut, not saying a word, taking it in. And it's true. She knows far more than I do. Hmm. Well, the thing is, too, everybody is most of the time aware of what they're doing. And if somebody is now saying that something didn't happen, but they don't have a diagnosis of an impairment or a disorder, back it up. But here's the thing: a psychological disorder like schizophrenia, psychosis, or anything along those lines, those you have to go towards differently because they can't comprehend the world around them that well, if they can. However, now somebody has narcissistic personality disorder, or is intentionally using the situation to manipulate it and telling somebody, no, that's not what happened, when there's evidence backing it up, and somebody does that, that's a choice. That's a choice. Even if they feel uncomfortable, it's still a choice. You're making the choice to refuse to take responsibility and admit to how something happened because you're afraid that whatever is going to happen afterwards, not the way that you want it to, is going to happen. Oh well, life sucks. Trust me, we all know life sucks. It is what it is. Deal with it. The world isn't perfect, so don't be thinking that, well, I'm going to manipulate this by saying it didn't happen and make this person like doubt themselves. Oh, really? Okay. To be completely honest, when it comes to types of people, the ones that are the most fun to watch fall are those that think that they are the best thing ever, or those that are very egotistical, like painfully narcissistic, and those that think, oh well, I'm the most important thing in the world. And then we have the Saturnian person come in and tell them, you ain't nothing, kid. You ain't nothing. If anything, to be honest, You're just as equal as everybody else. You're just as stupid as everybody else. You're just as dumb as everybody else. You're just as obnoxious as everybody else. The only thing that's different is essentially how you look and how you act. If you're a human being, you're still going to kick the bucket. You're still existing. You're still breathing. You're still smelling. You're still using your senses. But still, you're really still stupid. What makes you any different than anybody else? Well, I did these achievements. Okay, but you're still stupid. If you're stupid, you're stupid. If you're, a twathead, you're still a twathead. It don't matter, and it doesn't matter what you have. If you're banefully malefic, you're banefully malefic. It is what it is. Just stop it. That's keeping it at the simplistic level. But now, having a faith system really should be benefiting yourself and be a guiding light to you. And if somebody who believes in the same practice as you has a slightly different variation, it is what it is. You don't get a hissy fit. You don't get a table flip. You don't have to be throwing threats at them, or even death threats, or even do anything to put their life or their family lives in jeopardy, because you know what that's like? That's like kindergartner level stuff. Really? Well, they believe something different, so I don't like them. I'm gonna do something mean to them. We're how old now? That's what little kids do in the sandbox. Are we adults? I hope so. Because if we're not, back to kindergarten you guys go then. It's something so simple, but yet it's so difficult, apparently. Somebody believes something different? Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. It doesn't affect me. I know where I stand and I'm not moving. But in case if I don't understand, of course I'm going to ask questions. But if I don't believe in something the same, I will just give my point, but not in a way that tells them that you're wrong, no. Or in a way that kind of puts them in a situation where they feel threatened. No! To me, it's just like, how many lives have been taken because of just somebody believing something different? Way too many. Too many lives were ended way too early because of that. Unnecessary BS. And that's not really how divinity wants human beings to live. They don't want to be having each other's throats because of a faith system and how it's being manipulated and controlled by people, thus contaminating it and destroying it from its core. That's not going to benefit anybody. So let it do its thing. Let it be itself and let it flow on its own. Don't force and control, because that's when you completely ruin it. True story. That's also why, too. One of the big things that I also push, if you haven't interacted with a certain entity or divine being, who are you to say how they are, how their demeanor is, how they talk to people, and their character? How do you know? Have you spoken to them? Well, I haven't. Good. Keep your face shut then. Until you've actually interacted with them, zip it and piss it. Where they have a reputation of being mean and hurting people. That's just what one person said. And maybe it happened to them because they were stupid. What about you? Has this entity come to you and caused harm to you? No. Okay, then how do you know they're going to be like that towards you? You don't know until you go towards them. But there's also another difference too. There is malefic intent across a large scale, a lot of people, and then there's malefic intent between one and another, two individual parties. There's a difference between that. And I saw that over there to the left. You ain't select. Nice try. So, there's a difference between mass scale, baneful intention being malefic, and then one against another. But hey, this supposedly baneful thing that's across large scale on a one-to-one with you may be extremely friendly to you and very supportive to you. But hey, you don't know because you're going with the, well, this one person said this entity is mean, cruel, and wants me to suffer. But have you talked to that entity? No. And what do you know? Real talk. I mean, this is a real talk right here. That's why, at least with the mindset that I have, every divine being or mythological being, excuse me, be it like a naiad, a water spirit, a fae, what have you, it exists. Even if I've never seen it, interacted with one, or even spoken to it, or any of the divine beings. Who am I to say they don't exist if I haven't seen, heard, interacted with them? Who am I to say they don't exist if I've never existed, if I've never encountered them? Who am I to say they don't exist? But this individual has documentation of their account experiencing it. That's valid. It shows it does exist. Just in my perspective and what so far of my life, I haven't encountered it yet. But it exists because somebody wrote about it, and I acknowledge that. So really, the big key point of this whole thing, if somebody has a different belief system or a different standing in a similar faith or religious practice, if it's different, oh, okay, it's different. So what? Are you going to let it affect you? I hope not. Affect you to the point where you take somebody's life or harm someone. If you're going to let that happen, wow, you have no self control. Or, start yelling and screaming at someone, telling them how wrong they are and they need to stop moving. No. That just shows that, wow, you have no self control. And you can't be civil and actually exchange ideas and try and understand the other perspective that you disagree with. That just shows you can't do it. It is what it is. Not here to be nice and not to be mean, or even to be nice. I'm just, that's how it is. You cannot communicate and try and better your perspective. You can't do it because you hissy fit. And I mean, I say it in a way that is like, that's how it is. You can't talk back or fight it or resist it because it's so idiot proof. And if there's a disagreement with saying that, well, no, no, I can do that. Then how come you're not doing it then? How come you're not opening yourself up to better and expand your awareness and being able to learn a different perspective? Why aren't you doing that? Well, because Maori is the right way. No, it's not. It's one of the ways, but not the right way because we don't know if it's right. To somebody else, it could be wrong. That's why it's opinionated. What's fact to you may be opinion to me, and what's fact to me may be opinion to you. That's the beauty of perspective. And both perspectives are vital in order to have more deeper awareness to the world at large and other beliefs. You need it. Also to also exchange and also come up with other philosophical ideas. You need that in the human race. You need to have these exchanges, but not be swinging at each other because that's stupid, and not be taking other people's lives prematurely because they believe in a different way of faith. No. And definitely none of the ideas of actually taking another human being and saying, well, you're lesser than a dog and we just treat you as property. To be honest, if I could, I would like to figure out whose idea was that to put that in the book and just go, now I wonder why you're going to be forever alone for the rest of your life. Just smack them one. Because really, to me, that's unacceptable. Treating a woman just because of a belief and in a way that's uncalled for. Well, my faith says I can do it. Well, if your faith says, well, if your faith says that you can be stupid, are you going to be stupid? I hope not, because that's going to raise some questions. Like, if your faith says you can be in the new Jackass remake, are you going to be in the new Jackass remake and become the thing that everybody laughs at as a joke? I hope not, because that's not going to look good on your reputation. Because I don't know about you, I don't want people to be laughing at me for doing stupidity. I don't want that. And I don't want to become, an embarrassment to myself. I think, wow, this person is going to be forever alone for the way he's treating a woman. That's not a good reputation to have. That's none of my business. What do I know? To me, it's common sense. No, that's really the topic I have. And I actually went over, actually, at almost 70 minutes, but still. So right now, it's open for if you want readings done or the whatnot. It's open, and that tarot deck I'm getting in the mail should be here any day now. It was supposed to be flown out last week because I got like the rush delivery for it. But this was not a 1 day ship it. Definitely not. This feels like ground UPS. And UPS shipping is mortifyingly bad. Horrible. So that the deck should be here pretty quick, I hope. I'm hoping. And then yeah, we'll open up that deck and I'll do the walkthrough and get it attuned and all that. And have a lot of fun with it because I'm so excited for it. And I'm still working on my book that's going to be coming out about both. There are people yelling, but whatever. So pretty much when that gets done, I'm going to be like sending a link to it in the description box when it comes out and all that. And I'm also having like somebody actually do the artwork and actually format for me, like all the typing and all the fancy organization stuff, because that drives me nuts. And that's the only reason why I'm intimidated doing it, because knowing me, I would just be all that period and that indent is not right. It's off by like a mill of an inch. True story. When it comes to writing, like English papers and all that, MLA style writing, formatting, I am such a nitpick with that. I can't help it. but it is what it is. And I mean, again, I'm never gonna get over this. I can't help it. So go with it. Yeah, and I mean, to be kind of honest, again, I'm always gonna reference this book, Kendra. If you're watching the replay, I'm always gonna reference it because, again, I can never get over this. Look how beautifully formatted that is. I'm giving credit where it's due. That is gorgeous. Flawless. That looks so attractive to read. And it's even like the minuscule details like that. Like, good Lord, Lanta, look how beautiful that is. Attention to detail, even like if it's just a bunch of random letters. I mean, that thing looks beautiful to actually stick my face into. Yeah, that's the thing that I get nitpicky with. Like if it's not spaced right or like the period is off, that just irks me. But I haven't found an error, and I love this book. That's why I keep reopening it over and over and over again. But also then again the material. But still, I just love this book because it's so attractive to read. But anyway, have I worked with this kind of? Have I ever worked with Lord Beelzebub? Now, Lord Beelzebub, I'm calling him Lord because I think that's his title, or King Beelzebub, one of the kings. I haven't worked with him, but the good way to kind of envision him is that he has the title of also Lord of the Flies. And with that in mind, usually a fly on the wall, I don't know why that just popped in my head. Usually that's a signification that you're keeping a watch on someone, but not in a way to actually like take something that's like really personal, spy on it, get that information, and be like, hey everybody, I saw this in their private chambers or whatever. No, so I can't really say. But I've heard that I can't remember. I thought I had it and I lost it, but I haven't worked with him. But that thought of the fly on the wall just came in my head. So that's what I intuitively got. If somebody actually knows more than me, feel free to put in the comments and say, hey, Dimwit, no, he's like this. You get the idea. But yes, well, in that case, you would actually put Lord and Prince. Like, here's an example. Here's a really good example. Again with the book, Kendra, again. Gemstones of the Adversary. If you don't have this book, what's wrong with you? Get the book. Now. You won't be disappointed, trust me. Okay, so for an example, we have some examples. One, two, okay. One, two, three. There's three, four, five. I'm counting all of them. Poetry pigeons. 6. Yeah. According to the gemstones of the adversary, there's a total of 6. Left-hand divines actually have 2 titles. Here's them. Here they are. President and Earl Botus. So, in this regard, I would actually address them as, like, if I was going towards Botus, I would probably consider looking up the definition of president and earl and figure out which one has the most authority. Like it has more power to it, if that makes sense. Like how there's like the chain of command. When in doubt, I would stick with the one that's the higher position, if that makes sense. President and Earl Morax. That's another one. President and Earl Galacia Labalas. My apologies if I just butchered that. I tried my best. Marquis and Earl Renov, President and Prince Sagop, just double checking to make sure I didn't skip any. President King and President Zagan. In this case, I would use King. But usually, when in doubt, in my opinion, I would always address them with the highest title. When in doubt, because the more respect you give, the more they will give it back to you. In my opinion. But when it comes to their title, try at least to make it a habit that you call them by their title. Up until the point where they say, okay, you can just call me by my name. Because if you address them by their title, it does give them that sense of, okay, he's acknowledging that I have some authoritative or some standing and also the title that I have been bestowed with because I've worked for it. They're acknowledging that I have earned my standing. That's a big one. That's a big one. Even if it conflicts, like for example, there's some there's some writings that say like for Duke Solas as Count Zabos, he can still be called Count Zabos. However, I would prefer to call him Duke Solas instead. That's just me. It all depends on you. As long as you try to ensure that you give the highest respect consistently. Because I mean, if somebody was consistently like say if I was a judge, and if somebody was constantly like whenever they interact with me, they always call me honorary whatever. I would actually take that as a really good thing instead of just like Mr. Like, okay, all right. But nonetheless, and in case if I didn't share, the book that I'm actually writing about is actually about Lilith. It's going to be a long one. Yeah, and this little notepad thing has literally all my like notes so far, and I even made like a certain amount of pages for actually putting stuff down. Because yeah, I mean there's so many sections that I'm putting in this thing. Like I'll give an example. There is the title, obviously. There's invitational prayer, actually inviting her to come into the space. It has to be said whenever you open the book and start reading it. And there's also going to be a closing prayer once you're finished, meaning that you have to go to the closing prayer page, read the prayer, and close, and then close the book. It'll be out as soon as I send this, like all the material to the publisher, which actually, funny enough, they actually reached out to me, funny enough, because they were thinking, you sound like you have a lot of knowledge in this field. Have you ever written a book before? I have about Saturn, but it was like not, it was just like a small ebook. What they're doing is kind of making something along the same thing as like Kindros, in a way, except it's not by, I think this was made by, does it say? No, it doesn't say, but I think it came from, let's contact, okay, admins, yeah, it doesn't say. Oh wait, nope, nope, it doesn't say. But nonetheless, though, it'll be through the same place where, actually, no, I'll keep that a secret. Keep that a secret for now. We're not going to say everything. But I will, of course, obviously, when this book's finished, of course, I'm going to be giving my proper acknowledgments because I have to. But nonetheless, yeah, there's going to be an invitational prayer that's supposed to be said every time you open the book. Every time you open the book, you have to say the invitational prayer. There's that the invitational prayer that's actually because everything that's written already is on my phone in the notes, and I have it like all sectioned off. Be like, okay, this is this page, this is this page, this is this material for this chapter, this segment. Here's this one, then this one. So that way, I just fling it all at once. Then they make it all beautiful and whatnot, and all woozy wooey. But yeah, invitational prayer, and then the closing prayer that has to be said. And there's actually segments like who is Lilith, history, like how her demeanor is, her personality, what she is known as. But I'm not going to be putting in there the none of that. I'm not even going to mention any of that because I'm not going to have that in my book. And I'm not going to be having it known that she is to be known as that. Mm-mm. Not going to call her a goddess of. Not going to call her goddess of. Not going to call her a goddess of. No, that's not going in my book. And I'm not going to stand for it. And I'm not going to even bring that anywhere near her. Because, no, I'm not going to go with the bandwagon of how some people think that she's just use agitating. How she is pretty much alluded in modern times, like references, in her correspondences, and finding them. And then actually building the connection. Her dedicated altar space suggestions, like how to make a space for her, suggested. Black Moon Lilith, the astrology with her, like how to actually look at the placement, understanding the placement, and how it actually affects the connection between you and her, and all that. And then the recipes of mixing, like for example, the corresponding plants. Like for example, any plant that is like a good example. I'm going to go with a black velvet rose. Having that with say gardenia, because gardenia as a flower is like the best put it. Imagine gardenia is kind of like a Valkyrie from Norse mythology. Beautiful, but strong. Like you don't mess with gardenia. She's beautiful and she knows how to express herself and she's vibrant, but don't make her mad. So actually, making recipes, for example, I might put my Lilith oil in there. Maybe I'm thinking about it. Then of course there's the closing prayer, and then pretty much reviewing the points all over again. The thank you page, and then about this dimwit. And yeah, very simple, to the point. It's not going to be going into like how she is seen as something or a demon. No, I'm not going to even go in that direction. I'm not going to have the construct Lilith be anywhere in this book, in that book. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. I'm only going to acknowledge the true one. That's it. Keeping it simple. None of the parts of saying that well, she was a no. Her at her purest. That's it. Keeping it simple. Not going to mention anything profane about her. Just going to say it for how it is, with the highest dignity. And if somebody finds it blasphemous, good. I'll even write the book in all caps then. Make sure it does get them in the discomfort spot more. Because, yeah, truth's truth. If they don't like the truth, well, good. Here's the truth again. Whack. The truth never is meant to be something that's supposed to be pleasant. Sometimes the truth can be pleasant, but when it's not pleasant, doesn't matter. It is what it is. Take it or take it. Oh, I'm thinking about it too. I've also made, give it a second. Oh, look at that. It actually opened up to exactly where I wanted to. Bet you that'll never happen again. Like, I just opened up my browser and I completely forgot that it actually would do that. Restore to like my last session, but I have two browsers. Okay, so I just made loading for 3,000 years. Oh, well, as long as I'm here, I might as well just show everything that I have so far that I've made. Kendra has gotten some of these. No, backwards. There you go. Oh, no wonder I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Okay, so this is what I just made last night. If this thing will load a little bit faster. Wait. Oh, thank goodness. Where is it? Oh, that's a problem. Oh well. I'll just have to fix that. There. So here is essentially how my, as every content creator has their own Teespring t-shirt design. And there's mine. That's how mine looks. Back is blank until further notice, until I can come up with something, but yeah. And there's more than just that. The red looks nice. I like the red. Then there's the purple. And then there's also pullover, hoodie. I just threw this all together. There's comfort, tee, then there's, yeah. It just looks so good on red. The colors that Lilith likes, I would have to say dark violets. Well, here. Prefer any, usually a purple, kind of like this, but darker. Then there's, come on. You see this kind of a red, kind of like a wine red, blood red, blacks, dark violet. This kind of blue. There's red. It just looks so good on red. I can't get over that. It looks just perfect on red. But I think it has to be part on a little bit more. And there's that. It also looks good on light blue. Darker blue. Oh, then here's the women's. There's regular black. There's blue. There is purple. Here's pink. It's like all the bright pastel colors. It looks just popping, especially this one. Like, good Lord, Lanta. That is perfect on pink. Hmm. I thought it was gonna look different. There's gray. There's rose. This is rose red. Um, navy blue. Then I think this was peach, peachy orange. Yeah. Dang, I wasn't expecting the pink to look that good. There is black, dark blue, steel gray. I haven't done burlesque, so I have no idea, to be honest. I got nothing for that. Gosh, that red though. Gosh, oh, that purple looks good too. The black, not so much because it isn't, but it's there as an option. And there's that kind, which is supposed to be like a new product or whatever. What's this one? Classic, light blue, yeah, but down below, like down here, I mean, there's some more other hot messes I've made. Like there's the Saturn Real shirt. Those are the joggers that I made, and I actually have this pair, and I love them. I made one for Venus and Moon. Here, I'm gonna go. Let's just show you Moon first. Here's what Moon looks like, and these are like the Moon leggings. Yeah, that took a lot of time to get it just exactly like that. It took a long time because look, it's still a little bit off, but still. Side, then the side. And if you notice like how, like right there, is perfectly on the hips. Yeah, that took a long time to get it just right. But even then too, like right there, I might have to scooch it up a bit, but still. There it is on white, dark blue, but you can't really see it there. Light blue. Light blue is like the most majestic. Actually, there's a lighter blue. My bad. That is a darker blue. There we go. Kind of like a minty blue. And specifically the reason why I chose these colors for it is because those are actually Moon's colors. But yeah, I mean the shirt wise, where is the classic? Okay, there's the classic tee. Moon World. This is on I think it's called, it used to be the Teespring, but it's in the description box where that link thing is and all that, like my link thing or whatever. Yeah, but it actually has that down there. You just click the button that goes merch. Yeah, you just click on that. And well, I'm thinking about it. If I can I no I can't. What I'll do here, I'm gonna try something funny. Not really funny, but still. I already put that in. Dang, dummy. Anyway, here's what Moon looks like. The shirt. Trying to do 3,000 things at once. There's that. Then there's the back. Intuitive, soothing, imaginative. Comes in dark blue, regular blue, and light baby blue for like the classic tee. Now, where is the woman's shirt? Oh, right in front of my face. Hmm. Let's see if I can get this thing up. There you go. Maybe and hopefully. I hope. Crap. No, that's not even the right thing. Dang it. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. What am I doing? I could just do this. Oh, look. Okay, yeah. That thing's still going. So if I was to do this, hold on. I'm going to try and do something crazy, so bear with me. I'm going to put you down so that way my arm doesn't, be all like, ugh. Because, yeah, ah, no, not that button, dimwit. No, flip, flip. There you go. Okay, so if I was to click this button, I have to be doing 3,000 things at once, so don't mind me. I'm pretty good at multitasking. I don't care about no upcoming streams, so this thing should pick up the stream, I hope. Nope, it's not. It's stupid still. So, wait, if I click on it, maybe. Well, hopefully, I don't care about that thing. Okay, I can actually interact with myself at the same time. Here, wait, scooch. Oh no, this is awkward because I'm looking at myself now. Wait. Oh wow. Oh wow. Sorry. I couldn't resist. I just had to. I hope this thing isn't gonna make it. Oh my god, that quality. Oh, I'm sorry you had to see that. Anyway, okay. Support create a poll. I can actually do that? Huh. Funny. Now, oh yeah. Let me open this thing up. Okay, yeah, there's the PayPal, the book here, contact form. It should be underneath the Facebook button. Like here. Lifty lift. Flip. Get that out of the way. So you should see it like there. PayPal, book here, contact form thingy, consent, enter, YouTube, Facebook, merch store right here. Hopefully, there we go. I should plop you right in there, hopefully. But the thing is, oh wait, why did I do that? Hold on, I'm dim-witted, hold on. No, flip, there. Let me go back to where I was. Okay, I'm gonna open that back up. Put that on mute, no, on mute, not off mute, because I don't want to hear an echo of myself. Get that out of my life. Okay, I need that. I need this thing. There. Come on, no, please. Fine. Oh, it's right there. I feel like a dimwit. Okay. No, there. This thing's just loading forever. A boof? Okay, there we go. So let's see here. I'm gonna plop a discount code thingy in, the live chat. So that way, if you do decide to grab something, you can. It'll be a 10% off code. Save that and use that. Because with that, you'll get, what'd it call? Yeah, you'll get 10% off everything that you get. So make use of it. And it doesn't expire. So use it. And now I'm going to just, not look at myself when I'm doing this. Because that's a little weird. But yeah, I mean, so that way you can see it. See everything. Here, I'm going to open up probably the one that is... Where the heck did it go? I just had lost it. I really hate how it just uploaded all of these once. Okay, open. Give me that one then. So here is actually the one for Lilith. And yes, that's the logo I made. The black moon symbol with the eye and the snake. Scooch you down a bit more. Why did I not save it in black? Oh, it does have it in black. The red probably won't look the best. There's silver, gray, blue, purple, heather again. But actually, I like how it's actually able to, well, almost. I thought it did adapt, but still. Look at that in white. That's majestic. But anyway, there's also an indoor pillow. But now look at this. You flip it over, you see where it goes. As I lull to my dreams, inspire eyes so I may only thrive. You just put your head right where it's lowest, literally. You put your head in between the snakes. You say the prayer. You just lay down. There's your nightly prayer right on the pillow. And now you put your head on it and go to sleep. Then there's the empowerment elixir. Kendra got this. Comes into that, but I really don't like how they didn't color the handle. Yay, you color the cup part. Yay, but you forgot one minor detail. One minor detail at the end. The grip. Everything that's silver. Definitely highlighter hot pink. Mahogany, I believe. Indigo violet. And rosy cheeks or something, I don't know. There's a wall tapestry. I like how that looks. I really like how that looks. What else we got here? I I like how most of like the stuff for the women is the stuff that has it as it's supposed to be, black. While the other ones are like, well, we'll get there. There's also a wall poster that actually has a prayer on it that goes, it says, "She whom elegantly glissades within the mysterious shadows, she whom flawlessly embodies as the divine black swan." And yeah, Lilith, and then written by obviously who? It looks so perfect on black. Pink, I'm not sure. I didn't even know. Oh, that was unexpected. I was just thinking all this time it's just coming in black. White, red's probably gonna have to go. Purple, yeah, purple might go too. It just doesn't fit. Eh, I think black's the best. Black's gonna stay. What else do we have here? There's also a bigger poster. There's the accessory pouch where you can, hold your grenades in. Yeah. This is like what's on the back of the shirts that were the ones that weren't changed. Like the words enthralling, mesmerizing, bewitching, and tantalizing. Comes in these colors. Um, there's that red, slate, gray, black, purple, vibrant red, calm steel, pinky pig, I don't know, and kind of middle rosy red. There's also, what else do we have in here? Well, the iPhone case, that's too big. It was right the first time, but no, we had to resize it, so yeah. And how come, where the other, yeah, I'll just have to fix that. Here's what the socks look like, even though the snake's a little bit off, but still. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix the snake for that one. But I mean, I like how that looks. Except, the snake's hidden. I'll just have to fix that. Ooh, purple looks good. Yeah, pink. Okay, pink doesn't look that horrible. I could use some tweaking though. Front, the back. Have silver. Front, please. I said front. Thank you. Rosy red. I mean, regular red. Silver. Black. Gray. Also a cloth mask. Nothing says stand back, but when having a mask cover your mouth that says, I'm part of oath, don't mess with me. There's also a sticker if you want to stick it to someone. What else we got in this hot mess? Long sleeve, Bowie. Literally, there's like so many things. There's a die cut sticker, comfort tee, same thing. But anyway. But yeah, I have one for every zodiac sign, and yeah, that thing is still in the chat. Yeah, okay, that coupon code, that percentage off thing is still in the chat. So if you ever want to use that, write that down and enjoy having 10% off whatever you get, and it doesn't expire. So make use of it. And use it as many times as you want. Heck, if you want to be even more silly and bamboozly, no, I don't think that would work as planned. So anyway, really that's all I got that I can think of right now. I'm probably gonna go. Wait, which one did you get? I don't care about my store being upgraded. Wait, what? Which one did you get? The moon ones? Which one? Now I'm like, wait, which one did you get? Because I'm hoping they make it look good. Oh, the moon joggers. Let me see. Sorry. Where did it go? There it is. Open, dang it. I'm a computer. I'm helping. Not really. Let's scooch and scooch. Down we go. Okay, one more time. Moon joggers. Where'd it go? Oh, what color did you get? White, the dark blue, light blue, lavender, baby blue, medium blue, or frosty blue? I really hope that comes out as planned. I just hope it does. Even the tank top, premium tank top looks good in that color, but it's flipping. There we go. I really like how the text came out. Anyway, I'm gonna go wash myself because I'm tired, exhausted. But yeah, so make sure you save that. Oh, the white ones are good. I like the white ones. So I'm gonna fly away. Write down that coupon link, both of you, and make use of it. Or any of you that rewatch this, I don't know why you would, but still. You will have occasionally forget the code, but still. I'll probably be back later on tonight to read Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. Maybe even Aquarius and Pisces too. I'll have to see how I am. So other than that, see y'all later. I think that just